We all talk about Jim Hanifan. When you coach with a person and you're coached by a person, you know him. You learn what he's all about. And you can summarize his life as a person, his life as a man, his life as a coach. He had no equal. The combination of what he had put me in the Hall of Fame, helped us get to a Rose Bowl. I had been out of coaching 14 freaking years. So they want me to come back and coach, and I come back. I can only be myself. But I knew if I surround myself with good people, I'd have a chance. I called Jim. I called Norv Turner, Washington then Redskins. Is that illegal to say? Anyway, I called him and I said, Norv, I need your line coach. I'm going to St. Louis. I know Jim loves St. Louis, and I need his help. I've been out of this game 14. Yeah, I'm broadcasting. I was cheating for a living. I said, I'm going back to work, and I need Jim Hanifan. He says, do you know he wants to come? Illegally, I'd already talked to him. And yeah, he'd like to come back and be in the city that he loved. He loved the people in it. He loved everything but Bidwell. Okay. Anyway, we can tell a lot of stories there. Anyway, he comes back. Jim Hanifan is authentic. Now, a lot of times when you're authentic, they don't like you because you are what you really are. You're intellectually humble, intellectually authentic. When you work with Jim Hanifan, you know him. You know everything there is about him because it comes from his heart. It comes from what he is. He didn't have a phony motive. He could get himself out of trouble like he could get himself in trouble, but there was nothing phony about it. You knew it. And he helped us so much. He helped us so much rebuild a real terrible football team that didn't know how to work. Had no idea how to work. And we taught him how to work. Jim Hanifan taught him how to work. But by being who he was, when they walked off the field, the players knew it. Adam knows, Tommy knows, Jim loved those guys. He loved them. Not like a son, but very, very close. Very close. And this guy, Deerdorf, was like a son to him. And there was no blood, but a deep emotion. And that's what Jim was all about. And we became that same way. I've known him longer than most people in here. I knew him all the way back in junior college days. I was offered the offensive coordinator job with Coryell when they came here together. Like, what's that, 73?
73.
Yeah, because I knew those guys. I used to go down, sit in their room at San Diego State and visit with those guys, talk football all the time. And Rod Dow, Howard came with us at UCLA, right, Jim? Right, Len? You know? So I know what Jim's all about. When he came here, he was a difference maker. What we did in 3 years was contributed, so much contributed by Jim Hanifan. Because I could go to him. I could lean on to him and say, Jim, what do I do? What's the best? What do you think? I didn't always agree with him, but I seeked his opinion. And and I've got Al Saunders. I brought Al Saunders. Mm-hmm. He's talking about an offensive coordinator. This guy's brilliant. But anyway, Al knows when you get Hanifan in a room, and you get all these guys, and then Mike Martz and all these guys together, it's a conglomeration of people that put things together that work for the best interests of our players. And Jim loved his players. I've always loved my players. My best friends are my players and my coaches. They're a part of me, just like Jim is a part of you. And when I go in the Hall of Fame, okay, if it looks that way, and thanks to Carl leading the campaign, thanks to Al, thanks to you and Jimmy and Brian and Lynn and Rammer, Jim Hanifan's going in my back pocket along with me, I promise you. We are all, I don't use the term blessed, okay? I think other people deserve those kind of terms, I don't. But I've been very fortunate, and I'm extremely grateful. Every year after Jim quit coaching, we spent a week together at a Vermeil charity Boy Scout tournament. We did it for 27 years. I just quit it a couple years ago. But Jim came every year, and he was still healthy enough. You know what his responsibility was? To greet everybody. He was the ambassador, and he did an unbelievable job. of just meeting with people and thanking them for being there and greeting them and taking pictures with them, and that he did an unbelievable job. And I assigned one guy to take care of him, because every once in a while he had a few problems. Anyway, you know the great thing about Jim Hanifan, you can shed tears about him, you can laugh with him, you can get mad at him, but you can never stop loving him. You know, and I will always be grateful for what Jim did for me. It made me look a hell of a lot smarter in a 3-year period of time than I really was, believe me. And he made a lot of kids. You ask Tommy Newton wouldn't be what he is today if it wasn't for Hanny says, we send this guy to Germany. Now he's coming out of neck injuries and all this kind of stuff. Not supposed to be good enough to play. Goes to Germany and plays. We bring him back with Kurt Warner, and lo and behold, he lines up and plays left guard in the Super Bowl and plays balls out. I mean, just a good football player. So, and Adam Timmerman, we bring Adam, and that's like bringing 3 first-round picks. We put Adam at right guard. That solved every freaking problem in the offensive line. So, you know, Jim was responsible. Every decision I made was evaluated by Jim Hanifan. Every single one. As my coaches know, Al Saunders, you guys all know, we were all involved in it. It's not about who head coach is, it's how we win. And Jim enabled us to win. So I am deeply grateful to him, his family, for allowing me to share part of his life. A big part, much longer than most people have had the opportunity to do so. Thank you. God love Jim Hanifan.